Another identity that's worth considering is religion. Your beliefs around religion also has a major role to play in identity formations. And thus it is always important to examine the beliefs that shapes your identity when it comes to religion. You want to ask yourself, when it comes to religion, what identity do you want to hold? What identity would you like to be portrayed? Would you like to portray? How would you like to be described? Would you like to be described as an extremist or perhaps not an extremist? And you want to identify as well how you would like to be described, and as well work towards that and ensure that in any of the aforementioned identity components, which as well include religion this time around, you want to ensure that your identity, your desired identity, isn't altered, most especially unconsciously. There has been instances in which people will tell you they don't like violence, that they are simple peacemakers, they are peaceful people. But in one way or the other, they could either consciously or unconsciously begin to hold some certain beliefs around religions, which actually, in one way or the other, alter their identity from being a peaceful person to a more violent and perhaps a cruel person. And this could be conscious, this could as well be unconscious. So in one way or the other, you want to examine yourself at every interval to ensure that your identity, your desired identity, isn't altered in such a way that your personality would be compromised. So let's take, for instance, if one should search through your name, perhaps in these litera or in this imaginary dictionary, and you being a person who loves displaying peace, and suddenly your name is being shown as someone who's violent or someone who is a religion extremist, in one way or the other, you wouldn't feel good about it. So you want to ensure that your beliefs around religion isn't positioning you in contrary to your desired personal identity. So if agreeably if one actually desired an identity to be portrayed as a religion extremist, and he as well sees such in his name, being part of his identity, he wouldn't feel bad. But just take, for instance, someone who actually would love his identity to be portrayed as a peaceful person, someone who loves his or her neighbors, someone who is real, someone who is kind, someone who is compassionate. But now, due to some certain beliefs, those fundamental identities which he desires has been altered, he or she wouldn't feel so good. So that's why it's always important at every instance is to examine your identity, to ensure that at every instance your desires, identities are being guided within the certain boundaries of the identity components, and of which religion as well is part of it.